Longevity Lifestyle Design. This is Zach here with secretsoflongevity.com. Primitive, if we look at the etymology of the word, simply means the first or prime or primary origin of something. So this is talking about people as the label is used. And in the past we know that primitive people have been labeled as not advanced or living a life that is not appealing, at least to those of us who are high and mighty and evolved and living a modern, technologically abundant lifestyle. Now, I know a lot of you guys are certainly aware of the beneficial things we can learn from our ancestors and the way they lived their lives, their diets, their habits, their cultural values. There's definitely a lot of value to that, and I think that's a big shift that's coming to people nowadays in the health movement, in people in general as they're learning. We need to gain more respect for the planet, but also for ourselves, and what actually is the healthiest thing for ourselves is not necessarily the things that we're being told by the mainstream medical models, by the mainstream health philosophies and ideas, by the sub-genres of the health community. When we start moving through those things and then coming out on the other side, because it is a journey that many people have to take if they want to reach sort of this point. Not saying that it's a static point, but a point where you are really starting to get that outside perspective where you can really see things completely and in an unbiased way, which allows you to further grasp the benefits that you got from any one of those tiers of development through the health stages of different health pursuits, but also beginning to appreciate those things that weren't available in any of those philosophies, and perhaps coming to a greater understanding of where it is you want to go in life. Something I'm getting more and more into, and I've sort of had a bit of an epiphany this last week, that I want to be focusing on my channel more and more on wild foods and primitive skills in general and primitive type lifestyles. I'm already talking about it. I've done tons of videos in the past about foraging various things, but you know, there's pretty sporadic, and also when it comes to lifestyle, I've talked about paleo type diets and these things that are based on our ancestors. And yeah, that's definitely only one part of the picture. I'm not saying I'll never talk about modern technologies that can be beneficial for the health again, but there's definitely a lot of value out there in what we could call primitive skills, primitive diets, basically looking to live a more natural lifestyle. And that's definitely been something that I've always held as a high regard in my view, but I've never fully integrated it into my life. And that's, I guess, over the next, well, for all time, I'll be integrating that into my lifestyle in deeper ways, and just kind of felt like sharing that conclusion that I'd come to about that. Basically, I've been eating a lot more wild food lately, just because it's spring. I've had a chance to get out and forage wild greens and things, and you can expect some videos about that in the near future. Wanted to briefly talk about 4 channels I think you should go check out. I know one of them is less active than it used to be. I think he had a lot of videos up, he took them down. Might start posting videos there again. Maybe they're on some other platform. But you can find information on any of these people also just by searching online. So number 1, of course, everyone knows, is Daniel Vitalis. He's put out tons of information in the last few years about rewilding and really spearheading this movement in a big way to get people excited and interested in primitive diets, primitive skills, and getting back to nature and getting back to your roots. Here's a video of his that I think you should check out. It's actually on the channel by his girlfriend, partner, Alexandra Schuler. There's a lot of his videos on that channel, so you could always subscribe there. I think he has another new channel, but I couldn't find it at this moment. But you just look around, you see lots of videos on YouTube by him, or of him talking. So that's that one there. You can also check out this one, which is Arthur Haynes, which is someone that Daniel Vitalis has brought to the spotlight, so to speak, who's very knowledgeable in all of these things. And there's tons of information on Arthur's YouTube channel already. It's a wealth of information. I think he needs a lot more subscribers. He needs a lot more views on his videos because it's really high quality information he's already putting out there. You can also check out the main Primitive Skills School channel here, and they put out cool videos on all sorts of things. And then also is my friend Brian Smith. Not as many videos up, but he has a couple on using the bow drill and learning the techniques of how to start fires with the bow drill or hand drill action with those tools and how to make them. So a lot of you know that one of my favorite companies out there is Sir Thrival, and that's Daniel Vitale's company. And the name Sir Thrival is really inspirational in that it has those two elements. I mean, we could break that down even more and say there's a lot more stages in that, but if we're talking about longevity and health, and you want to apply the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the pyramid hierarchy of needs, to understanding this, you can get some insight here. So if you think, if you're not familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, just do a Google search on that and read about it. But basically, to experience the best things in life, which would be at the top of the pyramid, which might be spiritual fulfillment, enjoying family and friends, and being able to live life and get the bounty that it has to offer, we have to take care of our base needs first. And then when we can build on those to get a solid foundation so that we can experience and enjoy those higher things to a greater degree. So if we think of surviving as being the base of the pyramid, we can learn the necessary skills and basic things around that, which in turn is going to play a role in your health and then ultimately longevity. So you could almost think of the top of that pyramid being longevity. You could think of the middle of the pyramid being your immediate health, and the bottom could be basic survival. It's no point learning about strategies for longevity if you don't have a home and you're living on the streets, or you get lost in the woods and you don't know how to find your way back to a habitable place. So all your knowledge of herbal teas and all these other things aren't going to really play a part in that if you're in a life-threatening situation. Martial arts could come into play there. If you have all these things implemented to help you live a long time, but you get attacked one day for whatever reason randomly somewhere, that could cut your life short. So there's certain things, and it's obviously going to be various degrees that people choose to go into these and to experience these skills and build them in their lives. But I think a basic level of acquiring some of these skills is great for everyone on the planet. That's essentially the message that my channel is all about. Although it does definitely focus on the higher level aspect of eventually living a longer life and more fulfilling life, we need to get those other things in place first so that one can experience those things at the top. So I'd just like you to take a moment and look at your own life and lifestyle and examine where it is you're headed. Are you headed to an ultra-modernized way of being that you might be attracted to certain elements of, but is it taking you closer to the earth, or is it pulling you away from it and shooting you off into that sort of egotistical realm of modern society, of glam and glitter and these other things we kind of see in that type of lifestyle? I'm not saying there's no place for that, but when you base your life around it as being the central element to it, is that healthy? Is that sustainable? Is that going to give you fulfillment in the long run? So those have just been some things I've been thinking about and been wanting to share, and wanted to give you guys a heads up as to the types of content I'm going to be putting out. Definitely always mention things in the videos below in the comments of things you'd like me to cover. Whether or not I get around to doing that depends on obviously what you're asking. Might do a Q&A video, might be the topic of a video. And yeah, so with that, check out those channels. Again, they've just been on the screen here. And with that, take care and embrace life without limits.